happening in my games too.
Yeah, and as we see,
It's just the way it is. That crab crab's got dirt on people, bro.
Only lands onto Chovy, and that gives Canyon complete access to this back line. Even
I don't know what else to tell you.
The Nocturne ult coming out, Owner barely
Oh my lord.
Doran could be in trouble.
Want to slam back, but to try to walk away needs to still be lead. You want to give a Owner was able to pick one.
The best players in the world. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When the best players in the world unanimously agree and play around, for example, this crab, right? And the game gets quite literally decided at the crab.
Yeah.
Right. The question I want to ask you is, at what point do the best players in the world not know what they're doing? And at what point?
It's never about if they're the best players in the world. It's if you can demonstrate that there is nothing better to do. But in this example, you would be able to go into a freeze frame and demonstrate that there's something better to do, or that the variance when using probability, and then having conversations with them by asking a couple of questions based on their own perceived perception of their skill versus the opponent's and likelihood to win. You can ask a multi-layer sequence of questions that can end up resulting in them agreeing that the crab is dumb. It has nothing to do about them being the best. The thing that I tweeted about, this was in my Callista thread, right? Or Chovy is going to die, I think. Yeah, Chovy's going to die. This was in my Callista thread yesterday, where we know about the concept of introduction of new information. So what is perceived as true now, based on theory, not theory as in the word idea, but theory as in we can test this 100 times, it comes out the same way 95 times, or 100 times, whatever, right? This is what it is, right? But then someone comes along with new information, or perceived new information, and then you have to keep retesting it. And we've seen this in countless games in esports. We've seen it in chess. We've seen it in fucking everything. We know that AI also acknowledges this thing's existence. But like in StarCraft, if in 2000 or StarCraft or Warcraft, right, either game, you go into 2005, 2004, all of the best players in the world are going to be doing a certain build, right? They're going to build a certain way, they're going to tech a certain way, and the armies are going to look a certain way. If you fast forward and take a 2012 player and time travel them back to 2016, the 2012 player that knows so much more, it doesn't matter that all the players are in agreement that this is how you play the game. The 2012 player just knows better because he can demonstrate it.
Makes sense, yeah.
That's always been my main angle with analysis, which is like, if a player can even do something by accident, right, like in a game, that's not like completely luck, like hitting a fucking max range skill shot, like, whatever. Like for instance, Lee Sin insecking in Season 3, everyone thought it was otherworldly at that time, right? But because Insect was able to consistently do it, that's one person that can. There's probably more like him. And then fast forward to Season 8, everyone can Insect. Everyone can do it.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking phenomenon, right? We know that this is a thing in fighting games. We know all this other type of stuff. So when I see other people limit pro players by saying that they can't do certain things, or they can't juggle certain variables, or all these other type of things, even though there are pro players that demonstrate that they can do it consistently, it's just not as widespread yet, then it's insulting to pro play, and it's also limiting because it's contentness. And being content is, or complacent with stuff is one of the greatest deaths that you can ever have, right? So, anyways, yeah, that was kind of long-winded, but sorry.
Oh, I don't mind.
Oh my god! What a fucking cask. I'm so drunk right now. Doran, I'm so drunk right now.
Unfortunately, it's just one kill, and then they didn't get shit, so.
Wow, what a combination coming.
I actually had this talk with Riot. So, for instance, everyone used to NARAM, right? Like, it was a thing for years. For like 6 years, everyone NARAM'd. And nowadays, people don't NARAM. They ping-pong waves instead. And what I talked about with, like, the high-ups at Riot is that my belief is that intuitively, after losing enough games by losing a NARAM, intuitively, like on a subconscious level, pro players began to feel that NARAMing is a level of variance that they're not comfortable with, and so they gradually started phasing out of it. And so that's now resulting in the ping pong. It took pro play 6 years to do it, but analytically it should only take you 10 minutes. But then you have to battle between logic and emotion, and most pro players we know, and most people in general, most human beings, they operate from feeling-based, not logic.
I'd agree with you.
This is like turning into a podcast. All right, let's not turn this into a podcast. This stuff makes me very depressed, Bwipo. This stuff makes me very depressed.
I mean, it's just life, you know. Like it's the same.
Well, I just had this conversation with was it Inspired or what? Like I got very tired of talking about this stuff because no one wants to be abused, right? No one wants to be flamed or abused. No one wants to be harassed. Very few people in the scene will ever push back against the status quo. No one's going to call pro players bad or say that they're doing things bad. But I did it for years.
Sure.
I did it because I felt like it was necessary, and then also I did it almost as like a survival thing, in a way. But now I don't have to do it anymore because, one, I think it doesn't matter if I do it because you just get so many fucking idiots that say otherwise, and then demonstrating against it is just frustrating. And I'm also like, I'm set. Like, I know what you know what I mean by like I'm set. I am just objectively set. I don't have to do it anymore. So when people like you, Inspired, Mickey, like at Caps, anyone, right, reaches out in private, I'm more than happy to fucking help. But I'm not willing to fucking live, breathe, and eat shit from everyone, and then mid and bottom tier pro players and other personalities because they're feeble-minded and fucking stupid.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I've always said to you since like 2016 that I've never thought that it's a coincidence that the absolute top players in their roles are the ones that talk with me, and the mid and bottom tier pros are the ones that try to say that I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah, makes sense. No, I agree with you.
All right, let's talk about the game. Oh my god, my blood's boiling. I'm sorry.
I agree with what you're saying. I'm sorry for making your blood boil.
It's okay.
That's fair, and that's a freebie. Yoink.
That's a fear. That's a freebie. Yeah.
Hey, yo, game's looking winnable. It looked kind of lost, but now it's looking winnable.
It is actually looking winnable.